Now, welcome, guys. Super excited for you guys to be here with me. Y'all, I'm even more excited for the guest that we have for today's show. She is so dope. She is a children's author, right? A book author. And I'm telling you, when she comes on here and tells us about her book, y'all are going to be blown away. Like the vision that she has, I'm just so excited for her, everything that she's doing. And so I'm just so glad to have a small piece in her journey, right? So Miss Ameika, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Awesome. Super excited for you to be here with us.
Thank you. You just don't know. I'm so excited too. I'm really excited.
Awesome. Are you able to turn your camera on?
Yes, I am.
Perfect. Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you. I appreciate the kind words.
Absolutely. Now, I did a little intro, but you tell us who is Ameika?
Okay. Like I said, my name is Ameika Black. Originally from St. Louis, Missouri, STL, the Lou, whatever they want to say. But I reside in Dallas now. I've been here like 20 years. But I'm originally from St. Louis. That's where I'm born and raised. And then I graduated from college in 2000. I have a 24-year-old son, and my major was fashion merchandising. And so I was an assistant buyer at sales, all that. But when I went to college, my minor was creative writing. So I always liked to write, but I never thought I was going to write a book. I thought I was going to work for a fashion magazine or something. So I was a buyer, a lot of little things. And then finally started my own business. I was in sales, but I started my own business, my t-shirt business. So I started a t-shirt business. It was like a Christian t-shirt business, but mainly mine is a little different because that focuses on social justice. Okay. So I did that. So I still do that. Been doing that for about 4 or 5 years. And then I decided in 2018, I decided to write a book. And it was like on a whim. My mom wrote a poetry book that she's actually publishing soon. And I was telling her, because she was the writer, like, oh, mommy, you should write a book. You should write a book about a book. And then I was just kept on telling her what she should say. And she was like, "Me, you just write it. You just wrote it." And I was like, "Oh, okay, well, shoot, I just write it." And then that night, it was February 2018. I wrote the book in 45 minutes. And then I emailed it to all my friends the next morning. And then all of them was like, all my friends was crying. They was like, "Oh, Mika, you need to do this. You need to do this." And I was like, okay, that's what I'm going to do. So I went right away to try to find an illustrator. Mm-hmm. So then it was like I did some hashtags and found a couple of illustrators on Instagram. And so the first one actually was from Africa. I forgot where in Africa, but he was from Africa. And he was okay, but our visions didn't match. And he was like, he was sticking to his vision and I was sticking to my vision. And then I got another one. He was a young guy, like 17 or 18 young. And he was awesome. He's so talented, but he just had a lot of things going on. Mm-hmm. And he couldn't do everything I needed him to do. Then my third one didn't work out at all. So then I had my fourth one. That was Brandon Wright from that resides in DC. And I found him actually on a Facebook page. It was called African American Children's Book Authors and Illustrators. And so I saw him and I was like, hey. And then the second illustrator, I loved what he did. So I said, hey, can you do something similar to this? He was like, I think I can, yeah. And so we started collaborating like in 2019. And then it took a while to get it done, but we finally got it complete July 2020. And I released it on my birthday.
When's your birthday?
And July 19th. I'm a Cancer. So,
hey girl,
yeah. So,
July 16th.
Are you a Cancer?
Mm-hmm.
When your birthday?
The 16th.
Hey, yeah. So you know how us
I do.
Cancers, like when we set our mind to something, it's like not
Okay.
a game. It's a
Right.
wrap. So I was like, I gotta get it out. I didn't have my website, but I still have my other website, my t-shirt line website. So I was like, for right now, I don't have it out. I'm just gonna put the books on my website, on my t-shirt line website. And I did pre-orders and I sold so far in 2020. I sold like about almost 400 books. Just like,
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
just like I was like telling like my mom and me like the Master P of books up in Dallas. Like I'm selling them out my car and we got boxes of books. I mean, she walking in barbershops, who got a little girl that want a book? And I'm like, and then we going to different places. So yeah, so I got it out and had, some local success, but now it's time to take it
Take it.
all the way out there to the masses.
I love it. Now, tell us, because y'all, I'm telling you, the vision behind her book is so dope. Like, that is so genuine. I love the book. Going to get it for my niece. Tell us the title of your book, and then tell us the motivation behind writing it.
Okay, so the name of my book is The Adventures of Princess Amina, the Melanin Mermaid. Hold on, I'll show you too. It's right here. Oh man, I'm trying to
Oh, it's a
see. Can you see
little,
it?
yeah, because your
It's a
background.
little blurry because
Okay.
it's kind of because I had this background, but anyway, I'll show it to you. But anyway, it's The Adventures of Princess Amina, the Melanin Mermaid, and the Lessons of Magical Melanin. And I the reason why I got the book, because I actually, one of my t-shirts that's really popular from my t-shirt line, it says, I love the skin I'm melanin in. So, you say I love the skin I'm in, I put I love the skin I'm melanin in. So
Mm-hmm.
so I was like, let's do a book like that. And in 2018, it was a lot of people, it was just, the colorism was, I mean, it's still really big, but a lot of people were talking about it. They had a lot of exposés where little girl, they had that Dark Girls
Yeah.
documentary, and people my age, and I'm 42, but people younger than me, everybody was just talking about it, how they dealt with so many things when they were little girls. And I was like, this is crazy, because it's like, for a while we started seeing, people saying, I love me and all that. And I felt like it was going down. Like you had to be like, everything was exotic. If you weren't exotic looking or anything like that. And I'm thinking, like, if I had insecurities with my grown self, what are these little girls going to? And
Mm-hmm.
I was affirmed as a little girl. So I'm
Yeah.
thinking, what about the little girls that aren't affirmed? What if they or don't have their daddy or mommy to tell them they love them or they're beautiful? So I just wanted to do a book, and then I thought, why not a mermaid? And this was before Ariel came out with the new Ariel. That's the girl from the twins that they're doing I think they're doing a new book, The Little Mermaid, the live, and they're doing the black girl that's doing it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah,
I
so
ain't got
this
no
was
kids. I don't keep up with it. But
yeah,
okay.
so yeah, this was so this was before that. So I just was like, man, it would be nice. I should do a mermaid, because mermaids are dope. And I never saw a black one. But I was like, but if she gonna be black, she gonna be black. I'm talking about she gonna have like the nose and the lips and the doe eyes. I wanted a realistic character. That was the one reason why the first illustrator didn't work, because he made it more cartoonish,
Mm,
like with the fake looking nose and everything like that. And I really wanted her to be like just really authentic looking.
mhm.
So anyway, so I was like, I want that. So that was one of the reasons why I did it, because I just want little girls. I want little black girls. Like I'm not ashamed. Like everybody was like, you should. Are you gonna make it? For every child, because it's about a mermaid, but it's for my little black girls.
Mm,
It's to affirm my little black girls. I want them to and then a lot of times it too was because I wanted to melanin be able to be explained, because nowadays everybody It's like my melanin popping. I'm the melanin goddess, melanin this, melanin that, and then they'll be like, "What's melanin though?" And so people say it as a as a tricky word, but they
I
don't
love
really know what it is.
I love that you
And
said
so,
that because there's so much symbolism in your book that you were explaining to me. Um,
yeah.
so I love that so much. So go in as you're explaining, the melanin piece. Go in and also tell us some of the symbolism that you have in your book as well.
Okay, so um, one of the things that I did was I was like, you know what? She's gonna be a mermaid, but I want all the characters to have be African queens and kings. That's the first symbolism.
Uh-huh.
So all of them are actual African kings and queens. Their names are. And then in the back, it's a history lesson because I really believe in backing up. Like on all my, just for instance, on all my t-shirts, I always have like quote in the back to link it up with whatever's on the front. A lot
Okay.
of my t-shirts. So I do the same. I want to do the same thing with that. So all of them are kings and queens, and then it's a description of the real kings and queens of Africa on the back because I wanted that. But I wanted her special power to be her melanin. Like in that, our special power is when people say, "Ooh, black girl magic" or this or that. Man, do you know our skin is magical? Like the stuff that I mean, people like, "What you 42 got a 24-year-old?" That's because this right here is magical. Like
Yeah.
my mama is 73 and she looks 50 because she's magical. This
Yes.
skin is magical. So I mean, so you it's a scientific terms and all that. But in a child's eyes, when you say magic, that's just like that's it, like magical. So you gonna walk a different way if you know something is magical. If you know
Right.
your skin is that special, and scientists actually study how people can get it, that is so magical that you got people all over the world that are really trying to get it. And so the people that are teasing these kids, y'all need to understand. The little girls, black girls especially, need to understand that what they're trying to tease you about, they want.
Yeah.
So you gotta walk that way, baby girl. You gotta walk that way because they want it. Because it's amazing. It's pure magic. So that was the thing. So Princess Amina has six brothers. So the other symbolism is all her brothers are actually I made them kings as well. Their names are kings. They're not really mentioned in the book, but it's a secret, so they'll be mentioned later on. But I made them, and this was actually one of my illustrators' ideas. Like one of them has vitiligo, one of them is albino, one of them has red hair. So all of them are different like spectrums of color. And then her
I love it.
her best mer friends. I call them her mer friends. They all are different colors, but Princess Amina's fans are green, black, and red, black, and green, RBG. And her friends' fans are pink and green, red and white, blue and gold, and blue and white. So I'm looking even like, okay, when it's t-shirt time, yeah, y'all gonna like Princess Amina, but y'all might get Princess Candace because she got that blue and white. Because these Zetas, you like, y'all might want to do that. Then the Sigma's like, nah, boo, I want her because she got the blue and gold fans for my little girl. And then of course, the AKA is the pink and green, and you know the Deltas, you can't leave them out. They gonna be
Right.
all over the red and white. So I was very strategic, even in of the fans. I wanted it to
Yeah.
mean something for dolls, for t-shirts or whatever. So her power is her melanin and she can sense when somebody is hurt or sad. And her goal is to help them. So who she sees is Zaria. And Zaria is sad because she's being teased. She's being teased about her color. She's got two puff ball hair her and it's like she's getting teased on that too. So she's like she just doesn't like who she is. And
Mm.
so she comes up, she swims up from the underworld. Oh, and the name of the king is Melanin Carbon.
Okay.
So it's like melanin and carbon because that's why skin is like that too. So hey, there we go. So she's sad, she's crying, and then she sees Princess Amina as she comes up, and the little girl is like startled, like, okay, this is a mermaid number one, but number two, she looks like me. she's like my color, and she's like got my like she Arnold. So then she says what's wrong. She basically says don't cry, and then at the end she said, "Don't you know your skin is magical?" And so then she goes on to show her in her own little magical way. This is what melanin does, and shows it. It gives you this. Animals have it. The fish in the sea. Boom, boom, boom. And so then afterwards, Zarya's like, "Whoa." Like, I've been crying and I got this on my skin, this whole
Yeah.
magic thing going on. And so then she goes to school and she tells all her friends. And she tells especially the little bully, Tommy Ann, which is Ann Coulter and I don't want them. Well, I don't care. Tommy Loren and Ann Coulter. I just put their names together because I would think they would just be some of the biggest bullies. So anyway, um, so Tommy and so, but of course it's about kids, so we have to do forgiveness. So she asked for forgiveness because she was the biggest bully, and of course Zaria forgives her, but I have to put in there that she secretly wishes she can have that milk.
Yeah.
So I had to put that in after
Yeah.
she apologized. I kind of wanted. And so at the end, the last portion, she's looking in the mirror. She's saying the mantra, "I love this. I Zaria love the skin I'm melanin in." And then when she looks in the mirror, she's smiling, but she's got her school clothes on, but in the mirror she's got a crown.
Mm.
That's it.
I love it. I swear to you, I love this. Like, I love it all. I love it all. Like, so why do you think that this book is so important?
Because I mean, like, I just think everybody just has to be affirmed. This is the year of affirmation for little. I mean, I'm just thinking about what's going on in our world now. We just
Yeah.
need to let our babies know. I was just, I mean, and I'm not calling out anybody, but it was like Too Short. He was interviewing on an interview, and she was like, "What kind of girls?" The interview, I think, was Sweetie, was a rapper. She was interviewing, "What kind of girls you like to date?" And he was like,
Oh,
Then he went on. He could
you
have
had
just left it
you
there.
had cut out just a little bit.
Oh, can
And
you hear me?
oh, that's way better. Yeah, you was a little muffled.
Okay.
But it had come cut out.
Okay. All right. So Too Short was on interview by Sweetie, and she asked him what kind of women does he like to date, and he was like, "I only date mixed women." And so she was like, "Oh," and he could have left it at that. Or I got a preference. I like exotic women. He could have said whatever, but then he says, "Cause they make the a black person, a white person make the prettiest babies." And
Oh,
then he was like, "Mixed people be the prettiest people." And I was just like, "You could have left it at, I like this type of woman, bruh. But
right.
you made it about this." So I just think a lot of times, and then what they don't understand is a lot of women, when they get kind of upset, a lot of black women, sometimes I don't care. You like who you like. But I'm thinking about the babies. Like sometimes y'all bring the innocence out of there, and you got this little black girl looking in the mirror, and she not what they call exotic, but you super exotic, boo, because you got melanin. So
Right.
I just wanted to make it. I wanted to build these kids up, and I wanted to build the little black girls up because a lot of them aren't getting affirmed, and so this book is so important because it's time for us to know the power that we have as black people
Yeah.
and as black women. I mean, this was we keep on fighting, especially black women and black men as well. We always doing the right thing for everybody else. And when it's time and you see all these different features on other people and they're applauding it and lifting it up. But those same features on black women or black girls, and they're like, you have two black people in a TV show and a mixed child, which is fine. Now, don't get me wrong, but it don't even make sense. You got two black parents, and you got this little light baby,
Yeah.
light child, and it's like these little girls not seeing each other. I was just talking to one of my friends that got it for her daughter, and she's 10. And she said her daughter read it on her Zoom class in school. And when she got the books, because she got the book, she said, "Mommy, you didn't know, I forgot I told you I love mermaids, but I love her even more because she looks like me." And so it was representation, and it was something that every kid loves. Every little girl I know, I ain't never heard a little girl, white, black, Asian, um, Latino, that didn't like mermaids. So that's why I was like, I gotta do a mermaid, and she gotta just be a bad mermaid. So
I love that so much. And what's crazy is when we had talked the other day, you were saying that grown women were telling you, like, man, I wish I would have had this book. And it's like,
yeah,
it's like they're healing the little girl inside of them. So I just think,
yeah. I mean, I'm getting that a lot. I'm still getting that. And I'm not just talking about just like, oh, I love it. I'm getting tears. I'm getting Black women healing from my book about a mermaid, and I'm getting them healing. I'm getting them healing, reading it to their kids or grandkids, because I'm getting grandparents buying it for their grandbabies so that they can affirm their grandchild. Because it's a lot of little Black, like one of them, like I said, she's 6 and she was going through this "I don't like who I am" stuff. And so after that book, she said her whole posture changed.
Oh man.
After a book. And so if your and so that's why the next thing that's coming out, instead of a second book, I'm doing an affirmation journal, because we need to. I mean, and that'll be for everybody. Like we talked about it. I'm changing it. It's for the little Black girl and the little Black girl inside of you.
Oh
So for
yay,
grown
yes.
kids, yeah. So I want to do it for the little Black girl, yeah, because I want it to be healing, because I have situations where that was like I mean, like I said, I was affirmed. My mom and daddy didn't play about this little Black girl. I got all Black dolls. I was always affirmed. But the validation I wanted wasn't from my parents. It was from boys, and it was from society. It was from what people thought I looked like, not what my mom, because I felt like they have to tell you you're beautiful. If your mama don't tell you you're pretty, and your daddy, what's wrong with you? So it didn't make me feel great. But it took me to my 30s to really love the skin I was in. So now I don't want little Black girls to wait till they 30 or 20. I want them to be walking in rooms like, and I don't care if they're my color, darker, the darkest, and somebody looking at them like, what you looking at? Do you want it? Do you know this magical? I want that to be the mantra, is I love the skin I'm melanin in. So when I write my books, especially if I know the little girl and I know she's a chocolate girl, I tell them in the book when I write to them, because I sign every book, but I say, sweet child, I want you to say this every day in the mirror when you wake up. I, such and such, love the skin I'm melanin in. And I want you to say that when you wake up, and I want you to say that when you go to sleep. Like, I want them to say that. So you can, when you wake up and you say that, you're gonna go to school like, what? So
oh my God, I love it. Now, what because I'm telling you, like, it's a problem. I already know. And just the fact that you have gotten so many grown women crying to you, telling them, helping them heal themselves. At what point did you feel comfortable in your own skin?
I think, like I said, I was like in my mid-30s when I really felt comfortable. Like, where the validation of a man, because it always starts with a man. Sometimes it don't, but a lot of times it does. And then if you're not what they call the society, what society deems is beautiful. I got a nose. I got a black nose. I got some black lips. I'm Black. And so I had to realize that I didn't need the validation from a man. When I walk in the room, if they didn't do double takes, I was like, and then I went from St. Louis to Dallas, and it's a weird vibe when I first got here. So I came to St. Louis, And, you know, they liked my little dark self in St. Louis, and I thought I was the stuff and a half. So I left there when I was in my 20s. I was like 22. So I left there, and I was like, you know, I had my little people that was like me. I was walking around, and then I went to Dallas, and it was like a big shift. And it was like I lost all my confidence, and I went into a shell because it was just something that I wasn't used to. I was used to getting this attention, and I wasn't getting it.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was good because good that I'm seeing now that I didn't get that attention because I craved it too much. And if I didn't get it, it made an emotional roller coaster unnecessarily. So now, like in my mid-30s, I just realized I'm dope. Like, I'm dope. I can dress. I can, and I'm nice. That,
Right.
so I'm kind, but I'm beautiful. Like, if you don't like me, then that's your business, not
Right.
my business. And we got, as Black women, have to realize if a man, like a man say they don't like you, that's not my business. If you don't like Black women, that's not my business. You're gonna have to deal with that. You got issues that you're gonna have to deal with. I have to move on. We have to let that hurt go when men say they don't like us, not have whole discussions about men that like white women or like what they call exotic women. We had whole clubhouse meetings about that, right? and I understand because it's still hurtful, but at some point we just gotta mind the business.
I think you got cut out. Oh no. Let's see. Hello.
Hold on a second.
Hey, okay, you had cut out.
I was cutting out because somebody was texting me, but they focus on this smaller percentage of men that like white women or interracial marriages when 85% actually are just Black love. And so we just gotta focus. We just gotta love ourselves. And Black girls, and if we start studying and not just being affirmed by your mom and dad, but if you have a book that says not only is it affirmation, but it's magical. Like, magic is magic. Like,
right.
If I'm walking in and I'm saying I'm a whole magic being with this skin that turns gold, I said it turns gold in the summer. Like, when the sun touches it, your skin turns gold. Like,
yeah,
that's magic. So yeah,
absolutely. Oh, I just love it so much. Now, did you self-publish your book or did you go through a publisher?
No, like I said, I self-published. I actually did my ISBN from Barker, and my barcode, and I found a printer online, and I did it. I don't even have a website. I'm in the process of getting a website that's focused just on my book. So I just sold them on my website that I sell my t-shirts on right now. And I did it all. So right now I'm in the process of getting doing it on Ingram Spark so that I can have it on Amazon, and then I'm gonna do a website and all that. So I did a little backwards, but I made a lot more money because I just sold them myself. So my goal is to get them on the website, to have my affirmation book by the summer. And then I'm getting ready to actually do t-shirts very soon. So t-shirts and book bags and stuff right now. So like Princess Amina t-shirts, and I'm gonna have I love the skin, I'm melanated shirts, and this black girl melanin. I got what I have. This black girl can read.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have little fun t-shirts. So, and then do like birthday packages. So that's the next thing I'm working on. Because actually one of my parents was like, "You mind if I do a birthday package for her?" And I was like, "Yeah, girl, you better send me pictures." And because she loves it too, and she's so chocolate. It's just a chocolate drop. And she had her 5th birthday, all her friends, and they had Princess Amina. She was a mermaid, dressed like a mermaid. It was so dope. So
I love it. It's the representation for me. Like,
yes,
people, people just don't realize how important it is. And especially with these young Black girls. And that's why I'm just so in love with the book. Like, man.
yes. And I mean, that's why I was so hyped when I finally, because I was very particular. Like, Brandon was like, okay, what else? I was like, nah, this ain't right. I need her, and he was just like, oh, I mean, I was anal, forget particular. I was anal about my babies because I wanted everybody to look right. I'm like, and I was anal about her hair. I wanted her nose. I was like, her nose too little. She ain't getting no button nose. She a Black girl. Like, I want a Ameika nose. I want a nose. And so he made her, and she's just, and it's so funny because some people are like, she looked like you, Meek. And I was like, he ain't never seen me because we just talked on the phone. And I was like, we just made it where it looked like every little Black girl that kind of looked like me, so it was kind of cool because then I get people like, she looks like my cousin, and I'm like, then that's it, that's how I got it. She looked like your cousin, so it was super cool to do it. And then all her friend, one of them had braids, one of them got a short hairstyle, aka one the Delta has a big old afro puff with a starfish in her hair. And one of them got dreads. So it's like, yeah, I'm just doing it all. I'm like,
I'm telling you, I am about to get this book. My niece, she's 1, so well, we be reading to her. So I'm like, oh, I can't wait now. Like,
yeah, I'll have you text you. I'm gonna have you text me the address, and I'll send you one. And then text me your niece's name, and so I'll send you one tomorrow.
Oh, perfect. Yes, I will definitely do that. Oh, I just, man, everything about it, the symbolism, I'm just like, yo, this is dope. This is so.
And what was pretty cool was, okay, so he wrote the book, and then I had the illustrations, and then they were like, okay, you got to get a formatter. And I was like, okay. So I didn't know what that was. So I went on Fiverr, and then I found a formatter. And it was so crazy because one of the formatters, he was got a foreign, I think from India, and it just didn't work out. And so I ended up getting a formatter, and she was from Nigeria, a Black woman. Baby, my book is formatted to a T. She's the one that made it look like a whole Disney book. Like, when people see it, they're like,
oh. It does look like a Disney book. I was like, okay now.
Yes, and I found her on Fiverr, and she does now. We just work outside of Fiverr, and she just does like any of the extra stuff that I need. But she is amazing. She's amazing. Brand Core Media is her name, but she is so amazing, so quick, and she made my book look like I paid $1 million for it. And people, so when they get it, they're like, because a lot of people I know they bought it because of who I am. They like, hey, Meek, I'm gonna get a book from you. Like all my brother, I got a big brother. All my brother's friends, hey, Meek, I'm gonna buy one of his best friends. Like, I'm gonna buy a book for my daughter and all my nieces. I was like, okay, thank you. He called back. He was like, Meek, I ain't know the book was like this. He was like, oh my God. He was and then I had another father. So I'm getting a lot of single dads buying the book for their daughters.
Oh, okay.
And another father was like, he called and he was like, you don't understand. I'm getting this for my baby. She been going through it. Because they really don't know what to say to their daughters if they not feeling a certain type of way. So I've been doing that, and they've been like super hype about it.
I just love it. I love it. Now, what is like your main what is like your main business goal in 2021?
All right, so my main business goal, I got right now, I would like to get I got 4 streams of income, so I really want to focus on them. So definitely my book. I want to get my website out, so I'm working on that right now. I want so when I get my website out, I want to be able to market it so that it can go out to the masses. So I want to do at minimum 10,000 books this year. and it's doable. So I'm not doing a goal that's not doable. So I want to do 10,000 books, and I want to do my I want to have my affirmation book out, and then do more virtual reads. So I would like to do more virtual reads, and I want to have we have in Dallas, we have a new museum called the Black Girl Magic Museum. So
Wow.
I'm like, I gotta do something there.
Alignment.
It's called the Black Girl Magic Museum. It's really popular here, and I've never been. So I'm hoping I can go and see about renting it out and doing a reading with the little girls. And then I want to have a talk with parents, because a lot of parents just don't know what to say. And I'm talking about whether they're Black parents or adopted parents. White parents adopted a Black child. Because how you gonna explain to this little girl about her skin and you white? You don't know what to say. Right. So this kind of book affirming this girl, this little baby girl that you adopted, that's Black, with a book about mermaids and magic and how her skin is magic, would be a good start. So I like to have conversations. And then one of my really good friends, he just opened during the pandemic, so hopefully it'll be out. But he's doing a paint rooms. So I would want to have a month for Mother's Day. I'm hoping the city is open, but because I want to have a mommy and daughter paint party for Mother's Day. Well, or close to it, because Mother's Day they might be doing something, but Mother's Day weekend or something, maybe that Friday or Saturday, and they could do a paint and sip with tea and like a tea party with a paint and sip, and we talk about the book. Yeah, wow. And it's just like,
that is crazy. Now, it's just amazing all the things that you can do with this book. Now, when you wrote it, were you thinking longevity like that, or did it just come about like?
I was thinking, actually, I wanted to do it. I always thought I want to do dolls. I want to do t-shirts, of course, because I got a t-shirt line. So that came easy. Like, I'm wearing one of my t-shirts. This says, Negro sweet and humble, meek, docile and kind, beware the day they change their mind. And that was Langston Hughes. So that's like big right now. Like, that's a saying that should give every Black person a chill, because that's how we feel now. But anyway, but yeah, I always, with my book, I always had intentions. Like the one good thing about me, God gave me creativity, and I'm a good talker one-on-one, like you and I. But when I get in a group, I'm like, I clam up, like, so that's when I'm working on. That's what like something like this or in clubhouse and stuff like that. That's what's getting me out of my shell, because I'm more of a one-on-one type of person. But when I get in those groups and like pushing myself, I'd rather push my friend business, and then I'll be like, girl, I'm okay. Whatever they buy, they buy. But I'm gonna hit your business. And they like, Mika, you got a whole book, you gotta talk about your book, And so I'm like, I know, but so I really want to get out there and market. Again, like I said, I want to do t-shirts, birthday parties. So when I wrote the book, I wrote it in mind, like, because when I do stuff, I think about the future. I already thought about my next book. So I'll be talking to you when that comes. Absolutely. I already thought about the affirmation book and the journal. And just I had already had it. It was just a matter. Now it's just a matter of getting it out to the masses and making sure I have it where everybody's happy. I can send them out. That's why I'm doing Ingram Sparks, so that there'll be a print on demand. So when people order it, I don't have to hurry up and get it. They can just send it to them right away. So
yeah, I love that. I freaking love it. I'm telling you. I think the whole concept is just bomb. Like, Black women are just so bomb. And so it starts with, affirming these young Black girls and having them know that they are magical, that they can do whatever that they want. And it's like, the representation is just so important. So I think your book is absolutely amazing. I'm definitely going to be posting this everywhere and all your contact info, so all these moms can get it for their daughters. Now, is there any last words that you say as we wrap up that you would like to say?
First off, I just like to thank you for this opportunity, because this is my first like Zoom, and I put that, I don't know how to get rid of my backgrounds, and it just came, so I don't know why, because I'm from St. Louis. It should have an arch, but it has like the Golden Gate Bridge, so I don't know what that's about. Or, but I just want to thank you, because anything that's getting me out of my shell, I'm beyond grateful for. But I just want us as parents to always affirm, and not just affirm kids that we know and our children, but affirm the little black girl you see at the mall. Affirm the little black boy you see at the mall. You a smart little. You see him at Walmart. Say, oh, you're such a pretty, not pretty black girl. You're such a pretty young little girl. Oh wow, you walking with your head up. I mean, I go to the mall. I see a little black. I say, "Whoa, you pretty," and it'll just catch them by storm. I even used to do that. I used to be a substitute teacher, and it's so crazy because all the kids that I sub, they're like 30, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's weird. But I used to know, like, the ones that had the worst attitude. Instead of saying, "Oh, you your little ugly attitude," I used to say, "Oh, you're too pretty to have such a bad attitude." I was like, the attitude, it doesn't match your how beautiful you are, and they'll be like, whoa. So now they all call me still. Hey, Miss Black, how you doing? And they, and I mean grown people, and I feel like a old woman, but they still like that, because that's all it needs. And I got that from my mom too, because my mom used to teach GED in the jails, and she said that when she walked into the elevator to see the inmates, she would say, "Hello, gentlemen." And they would, she said it would make those brothers in that jail stand up a little higher, because they weren't getting told, people weren't calling them gentlemen. They was calling them, the N word, fool, clown, and she would only call them gentlemen and ladies. And so when you do that, when you affirm them, when you talk to kids, so I'll just tell I would challenge every woman, black man, when you see a child, a black child, affirm them no matter where they are. Just affirm. Just tell them they're beautiful. You don't have to know. Don't be creepy about it. But just tell them they're beautiful. Just tell them, "Oh wow, I love that your shoes. I love your dress. Oh, and just I gotta say a whole bunch. Just one thing and keep on walking. And I guarantee that just does something to a child."
I love it. I love it. That was great. Well, I definitely appreciate you for joining me today. I am super excited to read the book myself, so I'm definitely gonna send you my Addy. But yeah, I'm so excited. Like I said, I absolutely love the book, and so I'm so glad you were able to join me today. All of your information will be attached to the podcast, so everybody can go out and buy a copy. If anybody connect with you or collab with you, all of your contact information will be there. So I appreciate you for joining me today.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Absolutely. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
All right, bye.
Bye.